everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ask Jade. Topic today is scary legal mistakes that real people made. So you don't have to. So let's learn from them. One example I want to share with you guys is a commercial lease nightmare. I had a client that owned a retail store and entered into a commercial lease agreement without having a lawyer review it for them. They came to me after, and this was after they were abruptly served a notice of termination by the landlord. The client was paid in full, was not in default. The lease they had entered into was actually what's called a license agreement, and this heavily favored the landlord and almost entirely eliminated any tenant rights that they would otherwise have had. So if you're going to be entering into a lease, especially with your business, please have an attorney draft it or look at it for you. Another spooky legal story would be dying without actually adding assets to your trust. So you have a client that took the time to set up a will, set up a trust, and then they pass away. After setting up the trust, the client never went to their bank to add the trust as the beneficiary on their bank account or any of their life insurance policies or their retirement. Luckily, they have properly drafted documents. We still had to open probate. But it was very, succinct, efficient. We were able to get this done. But very important. If you do all that work to get the trust in place, make sure you actually add your assets to it. Last story I'll share is the scary costs of DIY legal services. So I've had, unfortunately, numerous, especially business clients that use one of those online legal service platforms to create their business entity. And that legal service platform also named itself as the business and client's registered agent for their new business. When the time came to file an annual report, the notice was sent to that legal service platform because they're the registered agent. They never alerted the client, never filed it. The client's brand new business was involuntarily administratively dissolved, exposes you to liability, and is just a headache. So that's why it's usually best to use an actual attorney to get things set up, because we always act as our client's registered agent and we pay attention to those notices and we make sure everything gets filed. And then I'll just say quickly, ChatGPT, beware. When it comes to legal, ChatGPT cannot engage in legal analysis, and they will cite to either completely made up ghost cases or overruled or completely false cases. So it's an issue. More and more clients are using it, I understand. But when it comes to legal, it has pretty much fallen flat. So those are my spooky legal stories for you this year. And then, these are things that you can avoid by reaching out to us. We're always happy to help, and I'll see you next time.